Hey everyone, this is Dr. Neil. Today I'd like to address my philosophy on food and its relationship to health and acne. There are many reasons to eat consciously in this lifetime. The main reason, in my opinion, is to give yourself energy that can be put into any project, goal, or mission in your life. The second reason is for general bodily balance and disease prevention. Eating nutritiously these days is not a new conversation, but today I'd like to take this food conversation to the next level regarding the relationship of food and acne. If you are a prior acne sufferer or a current acne sufferer, here's my question for you. Are you scared of food? Are there foods that you avoid specifically because you're worried they will trigger a skin reaction immediately or within days or weeks? Do you avoid reasonably healthy restaurants due to fears that are related to your skin? Are you scared of pizza? Are you scared of milk? Are you scared of cheese? Are you scared of Chinese food? Soy, nuts, desserts, gluten, citrus? Are you scared of any food that you think might trigger your skin to lose control? Now when I say scared, I'm not saying do you avoid these foods as a general artistic lifestyle choice because you desire bodily balance. What I'm asking is if you were forced by starvation to eat these foods, would you be scared that they would immediately hurt you and your skin? If the answer is yes, you would be considered, in my definition, to not be in total control of your skin at this time. As you can see in the video gallery, everyone who comes into the practice is able to eat anything that they want to eat within reason, and there's foods that they used to be scared of, they're no longer scared of after they get total inactivation. And that's the point of today's video. I'd like to address the controversy and the mystery and the confusion that lies in the relationship between food and acne. And I'd like to take this conversation to a higher level than just the simple thought of eating well, or it does affect acne or it does not affect acne. That level of black and white thought is not bringing people satisfaction or understanding of the situation. I want to take it to the next level, and I'll detail it point by point. These points represent my firmly held, clinically derived stance on food and acne. Here they are. Number one, foods can aggravate acne. I want to say that clearly. Foods can aggravate acne. However, only if and only if the acne is not in total control. So, if an acne situation is totally inactivated, foods will not aggravate the acne situation. I'll give you an analogy that will help clear up this confusion. Think of aggravating foods as gasoline on a fire. If a smoldering fire is present, the gasoline will flare it up worse and aggravate it. The gasoline is not the cause of the fire, but it will aggravate a smoldering fire. However, if there is no fire there whatsoever, the gasoline does not flare up anything. It just sits there. This analogy will be very powerful for you to clear this confusion about food and acne. Think about it. People without acne, or that used to have acne, they can eat whatever they want and they're not seeing consequence. That's because there's no fire present and the gasoline is not flaring anything. On the other hand, many people are eating extreme diets, restricted diets, and incredibly well, and still have loads of acne activity. That clinical evidence, plus this analogy, should help you get through the confusion. Point number two. Doctors have dropped the ball for the past 30 years when they said food has nothing to do with acne. The isolated studies did not represent what was happening clinically, and doctors were placed in a position to oppose their patients' views globally. The reason there was confusion is because of this gasoline on the fire analogy. In the studies, they were not taking into account aggravating factors versus cause. Food is not the cause of acne. However, If the acne is smoldering, it can be an aggravating factor. And this distinction has caused great confusion throughout the professional and amateur world of skincare. Point number 3. Holistic healthcare practitioners and holistic enthusiasts are to be credited and praised for their passionate push to get everyone conscious of what they're eating. Their influence on society is preventing all types of disease, helping people with their skin, and helping people with their lives and their energy. That being said, and that being appreciated, I'd like to bring up a situation that is creating turmoil in the holistic, enthusiastic crowd. And it is this. A holistic practitioner or enthusiast will make a presumption that eating healthy is the cure for acne or is the solution for acne, and that there are no variations from this global thought. It is very generalized and certainly is based on thought and theory, not clinical evidence. Here's the real clinical evidence, as shown by the video gallery. Many people who have eaten perfect diets for months and years, perfect meaning raw, vegan, vegetarian, they're compliant, they're not cheating, they're not eating desserts behind everyone's backs, they're actually following these restricted diets. Many of them still have loads of active acne. I've met them in the yoga studios, I've met them in the holistic healthcare workshops. They come to me, and typically when they come to me, they are, quote, baffled. And the baffling effect comes from this question. How could I possibly have acne if I eat so well? I really don't cheat. I really eat well. Here's the last 100 days of food I've eaten. What am I doing wrong? Now, this baffling effect can only come from one reason, and that is a premise that was inaccurate. And the premise was, if I eat right, I will definitely fix my skin. Now, I'm not saying eating right doesn't help the skin and certainly doesn't bring down aggravators when it's what we were talking about before with aggravation. But the idea that eating right will definitely bring you to clear and healthy and controlled skin has baffled people all over the world. They come to my office completely anxious and confused as to why their perfect diet did not bring them the result. So, point 3 is to just clear the air. Holistic healthcare practitioners and enthusiasts are helping the world in various ways. But anyone that makes the presumption that eating well will definitively fix your skin does so from a place of lack of experience. Because anyone that's worked with real acne patients for decades knows that restricted diets of all sorts have failed many acne patients. And they have left these patients further scarred due to inappropriate undertreatment. Point 4. Overly restricted diets can, ironically and unfortunately, actually aggravate acne. And here's how it happens. If someone's diet is completely restrictive and they're stressed out about what they eat, and when they're out working and out in the real world, they're unable to comply with their own diet, they get stressed out about it. You create some emotional stress, and that emotional stress can actually cause acne, stress being the biggest aggravator of acne. Again, not the cause of acne, the aggravator. Think gasoline on a fire when it comes to stress as well. Same idea. So, completely ironically, restricting your diet to an extreme level, while it has helped some with their skin, for others, it has actually stressed them out to the point of a breakout. Something to keep in mind. Number 5, the magical idea of cure. We see this word thrown around all the time. The idea that a good diet will, quote, cure your acne is a misconceived idea. The reason is because there is no cure for acne or any other chronic inflammatory condition of the human body. Similar to lupus, cancer, and chronic back pain, there is only remission and relapse prevention. That is the goal in all acne treatment. The idea of cure creates emotional havoc and creates expectations that are oftentimes not met. To put things in perspective, there's also no cure for aging or for death. There doesn't need to be. We surf our lives trying to navigate every situation that comes in front of us, and we do the best we can with the resources we have gathered. The idea of cure does not take into account the realities of our humanity and our mortality. It's a fictitious idea that oftentimes creates frustration for all chronic conditions. Point number 6. Acne is a time-sensitive condition, which means if you're fumbling around with restricted diets for a long time and not seeing tangible and noticeable improvement within weeks and months, you are at risk of permanently scarring your face due to being inappropriately treated. It's this time sensitivity that everyone should know about when approaching their acne situation. It's why in Acne Boot Camp it's an all or nothing approach, because any type of leaning in or limping in or halfway doing it can create more time with inflammation. And it's the time spent with inflammation that will determine the level of scarring. And so point number 6 is acne is a time-sensitive condition, and that's what makes this conversation a little more pressing or urgent. For reasons of this time sensitivity alone, it is my belief that food restriction strategies alone as a primary approach to treating acne are not recommended. Not that they may not bring down aggravating factors, not that they may not help. It's that when you use them as a primary approach, there tends to be a lot of hoping and waiting. And waiting with acne is what creates scarring. As a secondary treatment or adjunct treatment to a more direct approach, food restrictions or eating nutritiously or creating a nice plan for your diet is great. And anyone can do that who enters the Acne Bootcamp program, as long as it doesn't distract from the primary treatment, whose aim is to bring down inflammation immediately. Here's the bottom line. It's 2012, and everyone now knows if you desire an energetic and powerful life, you'll want to eat highly nutritious foods. However, if you are scared of food for any reason, know that this is a sign of lowered resilience and inadequate control of your current condition. I hope this philosophy helps everyone get around the confusion of food and acne. That is my intent. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.